Hello, my name is Sarah Clark, and this is the Ottawa Smockers Guild. Our motto is fostering the traditional art of smocking. We have made this video in support of the Mississippi Valley Textile Museum and their Fiber Fest, which unfortunately is not happening this year due to the general shutdown caused by the pandemic. Each year in September, the museum hosts Fiber Fest, and the Ottawa Smockers Guild has enjoyed being a part of it. So what is smocking? The easiest description of smocking is to say that it is the art of embroidery on pleated fabric. Embroidery on pleated fabric may seem like a lot of fuss when you can embroider very nicely on flat fabric. However, the embroidery serves to hold the pleats in place while providing an interesting and colorful design. It also provides texture and thickness, which can give warmth and padding. For instance, the smock fabric makes a gentle padding for clothes hangers when you want to hang up your delicate fabrics. The design of the pleats with the embroidery makes interesting panels which can be inserted into sewing projects such as pillows, purses, and other things. The added benefit of smocking is that it is stretchy. And before there was rubber to make elastic, smocking provided stretching garments made from woven fabric, similar to the stretch of the ribbing in knitted garments. For children's clothing, smocking in the bodice gives a gentle fit, keeping the fabric close to the bodice, but not constricting the child's movement. With this form of smocking, the fabric needs to be gathered into very precise pleats. Each pleat needs to be exactly the same size as the ones around it. The fabric is marked on the back with a grid of dots. These dots are then picked up with running stitches, which, when pulled tight, gathers the fabric into pleats. To make it easier, the iron-on transfer sheets of dots can be purchased and ironed on to the reverse of the fabric. There are several outlets listed online which sell the transfer sheets if they're not easily available in local craft or sewing stores. For those who prefer a bit of technology, the pleats can also be made with a pleating machine. This machine has rollers which turn to gather the fabric and force it onto the needles, which are inserted in between them. The needles are bent to fit right in. And then the rollers hold the needles in place. There are slots in the rollers which space the needles precisely. These needles have been threaded, and so that the pleats can be worked down the needles and onto the threads. The Guild has a pleater available on loan to members who wish to try out machine pleating before they invest in a pleater of their own. When the fabric has been pleated, the pleating threads act as a handy guide to the embroidery stitches. There is another form of smocking which uses fabric manipulation. The stitching pulls the fabric into the design, usually on the back of the fabric, with the resulting pattern showing on the front. This kind of work, done on rich satiny fabrics, made stylish cushions for the couches of creative housewives in the 1930s, 40s, 50s, and 60s. It can be used in the construction of clothes, quilts, or other projects, and there are many lovely examples on Pinterest. Now, gingham fabric can be used to create interesting designs. This is known as Canadian or counterchange smocking. When the edges of one color of fabric are pulled together, the overall color of the fabric is changed. Then the edges of the other color are pulled together and a design is created. There are books written with suggestions of designs for this form of decoration, and again, examples on Pinterest. All these methods we teach at our meetings, and our more experienced members are available to provide assistance or suggestions to those with questions. We also have a library of books which are available to our members. The Ottawa Smockers Guild used to meet in the McNabb Community Centre, 180 Percy Street, Ottawa, at 7:30 p.m. on the first Thursday of each month from September to June. However, with the shutdown due to the COVID pandemic, these meetings are now on hold. Instead, we have a website, www.ottawasmockers.org, where we will continue the lessons and discussions of this fascinating form of handcraft. Once the restrictions of the pandemic are lifted, we will place a notice on our website announcing the resumption of our meetings and welcoming all who would like to learn more about smocking. Now, photo credits for our photos. They came from Inspirations All Stitched Up, issue 246, August 7th, 2020. Threads Magazine, the October-November issue, 2010. So Beautiful Magazine, issue 108, 2008. And Creative Smocking, Contemporary Design, Traditional Techniques by Chris Rankin. Thank you.